the strain the act up is gonna continue to be one of my biggest problems.
Okay.
I'm good with everything else, but transportation.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what we can do about that in the longer run, because that's one of our ongoing things that we have to deal with. Okay. Transportation, because we value your presence and contribution here, and that transportation thing can get in the way. All right, in the way of this service to the public. Okay. All right. There's so much going on.
YouTube.
Huh?
You get no sound on YouTube.
I have one.
No sound.
No sound. Okay, that's because we have what do you call it? We got a placeholder playing, and the placeholder doesn't pass sound through. Okay, but we got some other things we gotta take care of while we're at it. Okay. Oh my God, very interesting little dynamic going on here. So. Okay, bring that back up. All right, Joe. And,
Okay, so now.
yeah. Line is connected, and we're going to have the other mics kind of doing something here, because we got something we're dealing with. Anyhow, folks, we're going to stop the technical talk here since we're on the air with you here. So how has your week been? I hope great, fantastic, outstanding, just plain excellent. Coming off from the July 4th, July 3rd, Freedom Week, all of this other good stuff that's been going on for the past 2+ weeks here on St. Croix. And of course, most recently, Mango Melee. All right. Now, I was just brought up to date. I was at Mango Melee for a little bit, but I was just brought up to date on something that I wasn't aware of. Something that happened in plain sight. And I'm looking at the daily news now. The daily news for Monday. And I see this girl and I see this face. And I say, I do this girl. The son, girlfriend put her name in the lottery and she get a winning ticket to compete. The son, and she went and slugs down them mango, leave everybody behind and then drink half the juice on top of that. Lordy me. I don't see this girl all the time. Me know she was a slugster. You know?
Okay, everybody slugs in these days.
Everybody slugs in.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The governor started something. Or he just talk about.
Yeah.
He just talk out loud about the quiet side.
Yeah. We got the echo on YouTube.
Yes, we're gonna have it because of the camera issue. I can't do anything about right this minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Anyhow, it's one of those things. Yeah. So, I've been involved in a project lately. I want to just mention, okay, because I run into my boy Sonny Barnes the other day, and I said I have to get him in the station, even if the station have to come to him. But we could do these days because of video conferencing and everything else.
Yeah.
But it seems that we having some problems that are recurring, problems that we were supposed to solve, and the problems coming back. Now, I'm going to simplify it like this, right? If you're wheelchair bound or have to use a scooter for mobility purposes,
Or a walker.
But I just sticking to the extremes, okay? I'm just using the extremes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the reality is we have a thing here called Vitran. And Vitran is subsidized by the federal government and subject to federal regulation. And they have a system where the bus has a lift to be able to bring someone in a wheelchair or riding scooter onto the bus. And they have a process in which if that lift isn't working, you're supposed to take the bus off the route, repair it, and get it back on. Hopefully with something to replace it in the meantime. So now, just to put things in a little bit perspective, okay? Because this is not a pet peeve, this is not a little complaint. We're talking about a Vitran system that used to run through the weekend, used to take people to Kramer Park. It used to be brought into to big events,
Yes.
so that people with mobility issues, transportation issues could participate. You know, this is where we needed to be going, because when you have emancipation thing going on in Frederickstead, it would seem that that would be a day, since we're free now, that we would make our bus then run, compensate the drivers accordingly, so that everybody could heed the call that all roads lead west. You know? It does make sense. So now, we're not even in that type of thing. We're talking about everyday needs for transportation. And we're excluding a certain quote-unquote class of people. Yes, class discrimination. Let's call it that, okay? We're eliminating a certain class of people. So it's almost, Jared, like we have a bias. We have a prejudice. If you ain't got a car, stay home.
Well, you know, I'll take it a step further, but let me just clarify something. When the lift is not working on the fixed route bus, they're supposed to send a paratransit bus to pick up that individual, to take them where they need to go. So the paratransit is a smaller bus that takes you from door to door. Okay, that is the backup for if the ramp or the lift on the fixed route bus is not working. Then that particular bus is supposed to be taken off the road, and the lift is supposed to be repaired. Unfortunately, in doing my research, the individual that used to repair the ramps is no longer working with Vitran, which was a certified mechanic that when he asked for a raise, they tell him no. He applied for a job in a different department and he got it, so he left and he got his raise. Okay? So, and then they put the tire man in charge of the mechanic shop. Okay?
Wait. This sounding too familiar to me. Okay? We don't see this thing going on in government too much.
They need to have a audit on the Vitran system. They need to do a financial audit on Vitran to see where these millions of dollars are going.
All right.
This is what needs to happen.
Well, you know,
First and foremost, that's what needs to happen. Because they gain the money.
they're getting the money, but they can't afford to keep the man.
Exactly.
Okay.
But the boss them making all the big set of money, the boss them that has no significance to the line, the transportation line. I mean, they're just the boss. But the things that keep the line running, they don't want to invest in.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, this is something. This whole past 2 weeks, I've been involved in some projects here, and so I'm gonna segue. There's a organization called SABE, SABE. Okay, self advocacy. All right, self-advocacy, and the last two being becoming empowered. Who feels it knows it, and who feels it have to speak out. But what we're learning and hopefully growing from is that speaking out isn't just about getting on the radio and complaining. Unfortunately, that is a methodology that seems to have been adopted very widely here in the Virgin Islands. And people don't realize that they have a lot of elected officials don't even listen to the radio, don't stream the radio, don't even have somebody assigned in their office to monitor. And then even if they have somebody to assign to monitor, that person very often just going through the motions because they're really not plugged into the needs of the community. Very seldom, these days I find that I've run into elected officials that have people that really keeping their head and ear down to the ground to hear what's going on in the community. Maybe they don't care. Maybe it's a lost skill. I don't know what it is, but I just calling it for what I see it as. Okay.
In the 34th, there was a senator that had her ears down to the ground. She wanted to be in everything. She was listening to every station. Had people listening everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Unfortunately, she's no longer there.
Okay.
But that's what happened. Okay. But I've learned through you that talking on the radio, it may work, it may not. The best thing to do is put pen to paper, send the letter, return receipt requested to the specific departments, so there's a record of your complaint. So that's what I've learned. Whether or not it's going to make a difference, it does. In retrospect, it does. Because they have to answer you once they acknowledge that they received that letter.
Okay. Okie doke. Right. Okay. All right. So okay. Just trying to make sure we got which by the way you shouldn't be hearing that echo now. I figured out what was going on here and I turned off those other mics. But anyhow, the reality is that we have a community that needs to be embraced when it comes to public transportation, not made to suffer or excluded. The fact of the matter is, where we are today in terms of public transportation is a far cry from when Peter Pan started out here in the Virgin Islands. And the last thing we need to do is to create a normalcy of doing less when we have more to do something with. It can't work like that. It can't work like that. Anyhow, we have so much to offer our people here. It really is a mindset. And when I talked about people being how should I put it, prejudice about whether or not you have a car, there is such a thing in the community. All you gotta do is look around and look for sidewalks. Okay? When you're walking up toward El Sol, and they got people that live up there and have to walk the road. They got students walking the road. And there's no sidewalk.
No, they are walking the road.
what it gonna take for somebody to get knocked down and get killed? Or otherwise hurt? What is it gonna take? We have to change how we think in these regards. Okay. Anyhow, Gerard, your boy, then in the news Monday.
Who's that?
Monday there was a article in the Daily News. Wynn Museum in disrepair nearly 6 years after hurricane damage. Okay. And it lists the Wynn Museum officials, and just for the record, I'm a member of the board. Right?
Uh-oh.
No. You know, when people come to you and ask you something, you could tell them what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But when people go and write in a newspaper that they reach out to you several times, repeatedly, use the word, repeatedly, and you ain't respond. Okay? Now, if nobody never talked to you but they write that in the newspaper, what you call that? 2 words. The first one being A. A lie. It is a lie. And this is the thing, you know, some people are suspicious about the media and fake news and this and that and the other. You got to find the truth from in between all of the untruths. Right? So, there is a case. There is a case. And it in the Virgin Islands. And it shows very clearly that all you got to show as a minimum is that the newspaper was negligent. Right? In this case, the man know he ain't talk to nobody or who he talk to. Let's say talk to whoever or reach out to whoever you reach out to. But when you make a statement like that, that says you reach out to all these people repeatedly and nobody, maybe you reach out to some people. But this person has now put their organization at financial risk because they made a statement that they can't back up. Okay? They're putting in a cart that they ain't got enough cash to pay for. Anyhow, on a serious note, the Wynn Museum is something that the territory, the island of St. Croix in particular, need to be concerned about. One of the things that I highly encourage people to do is to join, become a member, and have your say, have your input. Okay? That's what I would say to folks. Join and there's some very, very serious concerns, some in the minds of people and some as a matter of reality, serious concerns. And the best way to do it is don't sit down and say your living room dirty, mean like that, they mean like that. Get up and move it around, sweep, do whatever you need to do, right?
Right.
Yeah. And Wynn Museum belongs to the Virgin Islands. Okay? It's not privately owned. That property belongs to the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
And as a matter of, as Image was said, our culture, we need to do what we need to do to take care of what is ours. Okay, so that's where I'm going with that. As far as the Daily News and any legal problems they might be creating for themselves or have a reporter that's creating for them, that's the backside. They don't take what they get, okay? Because nobody send them there. Or as they say the other way, who been send you?
As the old people that used to say, you reap what you sow.
Ah, Lordy me.
You know, Doug, back many, many moons ago, when I was in Central High, one of the things, the first thing I used to do in the morning when I get to school, go to the office and I would buy the newspaper. Okay? To read. Buy a newspaper to read. Sometimes if they have both there, I buy both of them. Because it was kind of cheap then. But, you know, and even back then as a teen, I realize the discrepancy within the two newspapers. Because you would read one article and it say something different to the other article. So it leaves in question who telling the truth. You
Well,
understand?
You know, you put it that way, right?
Mhm.
But me putting one above the other. Both
Right.
of them, you see, right is right and wrong is wrong.
No, I agree.
And when you're right, you're right, and when you're wrong, you're wrong. And
No.
and I've seen
Mhm.
this problem on both sides. Now,
Yeah.
one of the challenges for newspapers is staying in business.
Mhm.
Okay? And one of the challenges that comes with staying in business is attracting
They gotta have something juicy.
people. No, not just that, but attracting people with talent,
Mm.
okay, and journalistic values to go along with that talent. So, I would take this more toward the quote unquote journalist.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Well,
I mean, because it's like, you know, we are a welcoming community, embrace folks, you know.
mhm.
But when you start telling lie on us, or when you come here and you feel that somehow or the other something that you would do and get fired for someplace else,
Mhm.
you could come here and get away with.
You sure that's not a Fox News journalist?
You see Fox getting sued too again?
Oh, okay. Well, that's why I said that. Because, you know, when you create situations like that, you understand, trouble ensues.
Yeah. But I for instance, you know, they went ahead and in the description, first of all, St. Croix is relatively speaking a small community. You don't have to drive 2 hours to commute to work, and it's a small place, right? So everybody know everybody, right? So here you have the listing of private sector and people who've been in the government sector before, and these people are on a board.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the way it was listed and talked about. Is there something inherently problematic or bad about somebody who's been in government service also serving on a local board? Okay, because the problem, you know, boards are a dynamic situation. You could be in the majority, you could be in the minority. Whatever the majority doing, so to speak, if you have no say, what they do is a reflection on you too, if you understand where I'm coming from, because you are the board, right? Mm-hmm. Okay? So there are people who are, in a sense, being thrown under the bus through the media to hype up the story, to make it look like it's this. Like somehow or the other, you got all of these government officials or former government officials. Well, my son, somebody got to do the job at some point in time, whether you retire from it, move on, whatever the case may be. That's part of your history. That's what you did. But when you write an article to make it seem like somehow or the other, because of that, there is some corruption, collusion, the this, the that, the that. I mean, at some certain points, we all become suspicious of each other. And where is that going to take us? I don't think it's going to go anywhere positive. Okay? And so this is why I am mentioning this in the context of the truth, the stuff that's confabulated or otherwise, you know, just plain false, erroneous lie, whatever the case may be. But we need good news reporting, period. Okay? I'm not saying anything about anybody. I'm just saying that we need good news reporting because we need an informed public, not an inflamed public that you can manipulate to get what you want done. You need an informed public. All right? So anyhow, to those journalists out there who are beating the bush, beating the paths, and getting the real information and getting it out there, you know, more power to you. Okay? I really appreciate what it is that you do. All right? All right. Okay. Now, I see here on Monday, there's an article here, struggling North Carolina HBCU taps a St. Thomas native to lead it. All right? Chris Ray. Um, just as a quick notice. And for those of you who saying, well, okay, today is Thursday, why are you reading from the Monday paper? I read them from the Monday paper because that's the one with this beautiful picture on the front of this young lady sluxing off the last of her mango juice after she win the mango eating competition. Okay? All right, good thing. Yeah, celebrating our youth and the mangoes. Yeah. Okay. So much for that. Now, you know, with Freedom Week and Emancipation, they brought the folks from Image Band. They brought Image Band down here to participate. You know me, I can't help myself. I always playing at least some of the music, okay? But somebody gonna bust me out and say, no, dog, you don't play some of the music. You play one song and you burn it into the ground and watch it rise up again like the phoenix. Okay, guilty as charged, okay? But me ain't saying sorry, okay? I ain't saying sorry, too bad, okay? I might apologize. I might beg your pardon, but me ain't saying sorry.
You know, on a more upbeat, you know that pharmacy I get my stuff from, my medication from?
What's the name of it again?
Neighborhood pharmacy.
Neighborhood?
Yeah.
In your neighborhood?
No, it ain't in my neighborhood. But,
but it's a neighborhood pharmacy.
Yeah, neighborhood pharmacy.
Okay.
You don't want to go to that pharmacy in my neighborhood. But anyway.
All right. Don't let them come looking for you now.
Looking for me? No, I don't go there.
Well, you bad mouthing them.
No.
But anyhow, go ahead.
They're having a book bag giveaway on the 16th from 11 to 4.
A book bag giveaway at Neighborhood Pharmacy.
Yeah,
all right. The
from 11
neighborhood
to
cheering
4.
gonna get book bag with thing in it and everything.
Yeah, they say they're gonna have bunksy. I sent it to you a messenger, but I don't know if you got it.
Okay, no, so much going on, Gerard. You know, I running back and forth from Christiansted to Fredericksted to East End.
Well, yeah, you know, but you know, when I see things that's happening, I like to send it to you. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, we love to be able to talk about things that are going on in the community, all these positive things, especially when it has something to do with our young people and children. You know, that's why I they hear can't let Mango Mele go. I know the girl.
Yeah, man. Yeah. We know the little lady.
You know, hear her voice every now and then.
Yeah.
In some of these ads and everything. Talent. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, they're gonna have face painting and bouncy and all that stuff. So, you know, 11 to 4 at the neighborhood pharmacy in what you got? Estates in Georges.
Yeah. The little mall there, right where you meet the intersection with West Airport Road. For them there who like good old fashioned cruise directions, okay? But yeah, that's the 16th you said, right?
The 16th, yeah, from 11 to 4.
All right.
So I know that's what, this weekend?
Yeah. All right. Well, let's
Sunday.
Let me do my duty here before that Sarge dock me again, okay? And I hope the jumpy that ain't gonna interfere. But let me do my duty and play my song. All right.
Watch now. Image. We back again. We got another little quiz for you. Balance. Aye. You thought it was good the first time? Man, we had so much fun we could do it again. Hello, my people. How you doing today? It's been a long time coming. What I have to say. Look at our culture. Things are not the same. Let's not sit down. Let's jump on the masqueraders, the musician and mass makers, all the way. Hey, look around, the hearts are dying. We must prevent this from happening. Start today. stay with your culture forever. When it comes to eating, I just feel so shame. All these European dishes, I just can't explain. What happened to fungi, dumpling and Johnny cake? Yam dashing and sweet potato, cassava and plantain. Help me. Callaloo fried fish to kuna. Wash it down with some brown soda. Or some lemonade. Sorrel, sour, sap, passion fruit. Salted boiled fish and red bean soup. Rouge and guava berry. Fight for your culture, work for your culture, enjoy your culture. Together, worship your culture, learn from your culture, stay with your culture forever. Where are the monuments of our local heroes? Recognize their contributions to their heritage. D. Hamilton Jackson, Elmo Plaskett, Doc James, Rodney Chavez, Henry Rosen, Alexander Moorhead. Continue. David Canigata Sr., Harris Clark and Joe Christopher, Al McBain. Valmy Thomas, Emil Griffith, B.G. Gerard, Elrod Hendricks, Gracie Julian Jackson. Fight for your culture, work for your culture, enjoy your culture. Together, worship your culture, learn from your culture, stay with your culture forever and ever. Don't forget our great mass makers, Psycho and Anita Christian, Magnus Holiday, Helen Joseph Floyd Anderson, Susie Ibati Peterson, Sylvia Florence Bailey, Mr. Thomas One Man, Sticky Top, Rudy Shelterbrand, Ohalo Williams, Blinky, James Z, Joe Paris, Edward Simmons, Lloyd Graffett, Archie Thomas, King Derby, Wesley Thomas, Hilo, Stanley, the Great Chanel, Leona Watson, Miss Harris, Willie White, Beryl Francis, Ethel McIntosh, and many more, too numerous to mention. Brownie, we thank you. Good thing.
Good thing, Jared, the son. Yeah, a good thing, folks. Is one, you have these things that are just eternal truths, okay? And one of them is that the time is always right for a good thing, okay? No matter what time it be. Hey, 1 in the morning, 7, high noon, low noon, whichever noon you want, it's always time for a good thing. The time is always right to do right. Well, it's always time for a good thing. Yeah. Anyhow, son, I got a mango tree. I got a mango tree next to my house, and I have to say it's a good thing. And mango sweet. I could hear Doc now. Mango ripe, mango sweet. Yes. I do a good impersonation or what? Anyhow, and then mango sweet, Jared. Okay? And mango sweet. Yeah, and they ain't too big, but they're sweet. Lordy be. So, anyhow, I got mango on the brain. What you think? It's your fault, It wasn't for you driving the other day, I would never end up at Mango Melee. All right? Okay. Anyhow, don't tell him the rest of the story. Jared, you all right? Folks, you gotta be in here, you know. You gotta be in here. You gotta be in here to see. All right, Jared. Don't tell the whole story now.
I ain't gonna host you. I ain't gonna pull your fire. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Okay, all right. Good thing. Yes, folks. Here, WSTX AM 970. Yeah. Okay. You know, we stream from the station and to Facebook, and of course at Douglas Canton. You can on YouTube. You can also see it there. So if you're not on Facebook, we make sure that you can see the faces in the places and observe the topics. I really look forward to some of our upcoming guests. We're going to have a guest coming in on Thursday. You know, I love showing off what these people come here to talk about in a way that you can better interact and understand what's going on. So now, Jared, I hear I have a land and water use plan meeting coming up on the 20th here on St. Croix.
Yeah.
You know, like they pushing forward with this thing, right? Okay. Well, that's one thing that they're pushing forward with. Another thing that's going on, you know, last year before election, we talked about this thing where they were looking at dealing with quote-unquote abandoned properties. Yep. Oh, Lordy Lee. Yeah. When somebody get up and go leave a property abandoned, but when somebody own a property and can't afford to fix it up, but they own the property and you can find the owner, is that abandoned?
No.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, anyhow, it's going to be interesting to see where, because I know they're coming again. And with that thing, all right? Now, bingo hot these days, my son. Bingo hot. Every place is seeing you turn around and got bingo going on. Well, I went to bingo the other day as part of a class activity, and it was at the Palms. We had fun, you know, that's the important thing. Had fun. Some people win some money. We had fun, and that's the most important thing here. Yeah. So I'm just looking here at what we got going on here. We got the folks from the Firewalkers.
Yeah.
Firewalkers walking this weekend, my son. Okay? Saturday, July 15th. We walking. Oh, I should say they walking.
You going to join them?
No, actually, you know, we might be in St. Thomas or something else. I ain't sure. Plus, I got my rendezvous I just do every Saturday morning. You know,
well,
and I'll be doing things that my mommy wouldn't be displeased with. Okay. All right. So anyhow, Saturday, July 15th, they're going from Dorsch Beach to the Mill Estate to Two Brothers and back to Harrigan Court and to New Street, to Hospital Street, to Prince Street, to Lagoon Project, to Queen Street, to King Street, to Borough Park, Strand Street, Marley Homes, and back to Dorsch Beach. Okay? Now, this sounds like an interesting walk. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're one of them people that don't know this street from that street by name, you might want to go and take notes so you could become more familiar. Not that you would be lost in the place.
I'll be lost.
It's just that it got... No, you know the place. You know the place.
How are you going to know the place if I can't see where I'm going? Answer me
that. I ain't gonna out you. But I know you don't know where you're going, okay?
Host me all you want. Anyway, Saturday my boss supposed to be coming down from Virginia, so.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So, I don't know.
I thought you used to work for yourself. Now you're telling me you got a boss?
Well, you know you got children, right? They think that the boss are you.
Yeah, I know that. Okay.
And especially a girl, children.
Okay.
She thinks she my boss. But the thing is, she don't know that I know she ain't the boss.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, as long as she have you thinking that you know that she ain't the boss, as long as she have you like that, I think
No,
she
I
cool
know
with
I
that.
the boss, but she don't need. I don't argue with
The
her.
bottom line is, she have you programmed to know that you's the boss. Okay. All
I
right.
got she got B program.
All right. Okay.
No, I got she fool.
When I see you melt down like hot sugar or butter and a hot pan, when I see you melt down like that, I gonna say, all right,
You think so?
all right,
I just strict that, you know.
all right.
Okay.
For all I
I
know,
don't.
for all I know, she might have you out here walking too. All right.
I don't spare the rod and spoil the child.
Okay. All
I
right.
just break the rod and the child.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Women call it Shankan for you just now. you got witnesses all over the island. He said he died. What they used to say, Jared? First one go to court. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, yes. You remember cat boil?
No.
You don't know about cat boil?
No.
Cat boil is for Indian giver. Remember that one? And that's so unfortunate because
That's before my time.
okay, that's before your time.
Yeah.
Well, it's sad because you don't want to know how these things come up. But the Indian giver is somebody who will give something, so they give you something. And
Yeah, I know it's an Indian giver.
Right, in that sense.
But the cat boil, I ain't know about that one.
Yeah. If you do that, you're a cat boil. Oh, anyhow. Saturday, July 15th, the firewalkers are out there, and if you're interested in participating, just show up on time. Be there at 4:30 in the morning. Yes, 4:30 in the morning at Dorsch Beach. Okay? Warm up starts at 4:45, and the walk begins promptly at 5:00. Okay, 5 o'clock, 5 a.m. sharp. So that's enough. You should know that by now. But look, folks, don't be calling police at 5:01 to be reporting no mass abduction. It's just that you late. All right? Be there on time. Now, they always ask you to walk with at least one bottle of water. And Doug, with his fast self, to always tell you walk with two. You never know who you might be able to help out. A flashlight and a reflective jacket are optional. Yeah, some of those days that they're walking and it's like real dark in the morning. Not so much a case now that it's summertime, but when they have those walks later in the year / earlier in the year when it's still dark, a flashlight and a reflective jacket are a good idea. Okay? If you want to follow these folks and see their schedule, just check them out on Facebook. Firewalkers, right? St. Croix, VI. All right. Yeah. All right. And that's what you do. You get out there and you get involved in your community, even if it's walking the streets. You'd be surprised what you might see. Okay, in that neighborhood that you haven't been in for a while because you've been busy driving back and forth dealing with jobs, this, that, and the other. I know how it is. The other day, I find myself someplace and I didn't know where I was, but I knew where I was. It's just I never got there the way I got there before. But anyhow, you don't say nothing. You don't say nothing. All right, folks.
I tell you, I should have been the one leading you. That's all I tell you. That's all I gonna say.
We got a new phone in the house. I'm gonna show off. We got a new phone in the house. But you know how it is. My grandmother, God rest her soul. Okay, we got a new phone in the house. In her case, they had a new microwave in the house. Okay, and Granny happy to have a microwave and everything else, cause now she fancy. So the next minute we hear pop, 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 pop going on. Granny put an iron pot in the microwave. Okay? Anyhow, first time for everything. She became a master. Okay? She became a master at the microwave in that context, but she just had that one little encounter there. Well,
I got this new phone here, and I'm afraid to touch it.
Afraid to touch it?
I'm afraid to touch it because
Somebody said they're having a problem hearing you.
they're having a problem hearing me.
Yeah.
Well, okay, okay, and the problem hearing is on the
I guess on tuning.
on the tune-in. Okay.
They listen.
Well, we need to ask Jen to check that for us because all the meters here are registering very, very strong. So sometimes it can be on the internet itself. But I'll ask Jen.
Maybe the problem is an individual. Probably hard of hearing.
And that's possible too. That's possible too. But in any event, we walk in with whoever because we want him to be able to hear. Yeah? Okay. So anyhow, our engineer is on top of it. So the engineer says everything is okay, then it's outside the station. Okay? But yeah, we got this new phone. And I watching it, and I afraid to touch it. Okay, telling me here that the ringers are off. Right. So if somebody was calling
well,
me,
I just checked it and.
Okay, so anyhow, folks, the signal is coming out of here well, and everything is checking out with our internet connection. So there's something else that's got to be going on. Anyhow, Jared, you brought something to my attention earlier about the book bag giveaway. And I'm here looking at one of my favorite places to go and look sometimes. St. Croix happening, STX happening.
They say the blind not deaf.
You can't be interrupting me like that, Jared. Oh God, man, you got me laughing. I'm trying to talk about one thing.
The thing just come in. It just popped me in my ears.
Mouth open, story jump out. In this case, phone text gone off and it jump out your mouth. Okay, good thing. Folks, it got a book bag giveaway being done by Neighborhood Pharmacy on the 16th from 11 to 4 a.m. And Jared was the first one to let us all know about it. But what's going on today, Jared? We ain't got what do you call it again? What do you call it, Jared? In Christians, I know you're a Frederickson guy. That's why I'm quizzing you. Okay? Thursday, Jared. Thursday going on in Christian State.
I ain't know about that.
Okay? I going to turn you into a Christian State man yet. Okay?
I from the west side. Okay?
All right. Okay. Good thing. I go walk on you.
You walk on me?
Yeah. Anyhow. There's all kinds of interesting stuff going on in our community if you're looking for it, you know. You got Art in the Garden at the St. George Botanical Garden coming up on the 15th for children ages 12 to 16. Yeah. You know, I was at a function, some kind of function, a program, a thing for children. It was at St. George's, and I made a video of it. I gotta dig that video up. I remember giving them a copy of it on a DVD way back in the day. But they have some interesting things going on down there for the young people. So, folks, when you see that they have Art in the Garden going on, yeah, you might want to check it out and take your children there, have some fun. No, it's not like it's all free now. You have a fee like $40, but that includes all of the art supplies and everything. Come on now. You know, you hear about starving artists, but we want them homeless too, right? Gotta do a little something for them. And of course, the folks at the garden, because it ain't just about the artist without the garden and the garden without the artist. They both go together. Now, Gerard.
Yes, sir.
You like salsa?
Yeah.
You know you got a salsa festival coming up?
No, didn't know.
Yeah, July 25th, Miss Son, at the Scion Farm Distillery.
Okay, I mean I gotta go rent a car.
Something like that.
Yeah, because nobody want to give me the keys.
Nobody want to give the keys.
No, nobody want to give me the keys to drive. So.
All right. Well, anyhow, the headliner on it is "Bring the Heat," a salsa contest. Okay, it's a night for the whole family to enjoy. Yes, 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 yes. So if you think you make an amazing salsa, you might want to enter this one here and bring the heat. Yes, at this salsa making contest, and let the judges and your friends decide. Okay, and they're gonna have prizes, folks, and they're gonna have prizes for the best overall homemade salsa. You're going to get a trophy. You're going to crowd favorite, and that's public voting, and you're going to get a trophy for that. Best red salsa, you're going to get a ribbon. Best green salsa, a ribbon. Best pico de gallo, a ribbon for that too. Most traditional salsa ribbon, yes. Most unique salsa, a ribbon for that. And most use of local ingredients, we got a ribbon for that too. So we move on from the apps, we got ribbons for that. It's free entry to the public, it's a $20 entry fee for the contestants. All right? And $10 of every entry fee will go to the Women's Coalition of St. Croix. All right. Women's Coalition of St. Croix. This is a kickoff event for the second annual Virgin Islands Salsa Festival, folks. And it's powered by Mutiny Island Vodka and their partners. Yes, VICA, VI Government, Budget, Crucian Dance, Women's Coalition, and quite a few others here. They got the logo, but I can't see the name. All right, but folks, you can find information about this on STX Happening and other places on the internet, probably. All right, definitely check it out. The salsa contest coming up on the 25th.
It's where you were talking about Latin music.
Nah, Latin. You can't eat the music.
When you say salsa,
Oh,
I love their
yes.
live salsa band.
Yes. Well, I'm sure they're going to have some entertainment there. Okay? All right. I see here for the 12th and the 13th, they have recurrent risk for the Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico. So, folks, you're out there swimming, be careful. Be careful. Okay. All right. Okay. Now, there's a group that I love to see when they come out and do something. Okay. But I see here that they have a plan, and they're letting you know from Ollie. This is in September 30th. Okay. The YAG Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation, Yvonne Ashley Gallagher Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation, and the Caribbean Museum Center for the Arts is doing sandals, sunglasses, and sunset. Yes, so save the date, folks. September 30th. September 30th. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. All right. So anyhow, we're happy to see the recycling efforts that are going on here on St. Croix. But in the process of talking about that, I'm tempted to get on the soapbox. But I see here, they have recycling that going on down by Plaza West, what we call Plaza West now. They call it
The market.
The market. Okay. You could take the Plaza West out of the market, but you can't take the market out of Plaza West. Something like that. Anyhow. July 15th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at different location. This is at Leatherback Brewing Company, okay? And they want you to bring your clean, label-free plastic types 2 and 5 in a reusable bin to Leatherback Brewing Lawn, okay? Now, you notice it said types 2 and type 5. We got to get some folks in here and let's have a discussion about recycling and the plastics and how everybody can identify the type of plastic and all this other good stuff. Especially, sometimes the cover and the plastic itself is the plastic for the bottle itself are two different plastic. So you have a different container that they put the covers in and another container that they put the actual bottle body in. Okay? So I'm seeing this here on St. Croix Happening, STX Happening, and they have a barcode that you can use your phone to check and see what all that they do recycling for. Okay. All right. Now, we kind of ready here. We got to take a little break, folks, and we'll be back. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Good Food Coalition, Virgin Islands Vote Good Food Coalition, and some things they got going on. All right. So, Jared, let me take a walk around the corner and come back.
Yeah, let me go to the bistro.
All right.
Find us on the World Wide Web at www.wstxradio.com. WSTX AM and FM stream all conscious reggae and Virgin Islands news, talk, calypso, and Quelbe 24/7, 365 on www.wstxradio.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. WSTX, the soul of the Caribbean. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Dad.
You should tell people that if they want their sales to increase and their business to succeed, they should advertise on WSTX AM and FM.
That's a great idea. I got the perfect way to say it. Give me a second to organize my thoughts. Hey, everybody. If you want your sales to increase and your business to succeed, you should advertise at WSTX AM and FM.
That's pretty good, Josh.
Thanks, Dad. For more information, email us at wstxradio@gmail.com or call us at 970-812-9789. That's 970-812-WSTX.
Hi, this is Anthony Weeks. Tune into the Economic Roundtable and the Marketplace every Monday from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. as we cover the latest financial news for local, regional, and international markets.
When it's time for bug eliminating, all the bug exterminating. When island pests become unwanted guests, you need number one, the island's best.
After 30 years of business, Oliver Exterminating knows how to get rid of your bugs. Guaranteed. In St. Croix or St. Thomas, Oliver Exterminating.
They have the Espanol in pest control. Oliver Exterminating's the best to get rid of bugs and all of your pests.
AM 970, WSTX, Christiansted, Frederiksted, and the Virgin Islands.
I feel the earth move under my feet. I feel the sky tumbling down.
You know, that song reminds me that we're in an earthquake and hurricane zone. I better run down to Interocean Insurance and make sure that God spare life, my family and assets are protected in case of disaster. You hear? I hear that Interocean Insurance has good rates right here in the Virgin Islands, conveniently located in Peters Rest Shopping Center on St. Croix and Buccaneer Mall on St. Thomas. As a matter of fact, let me call one of their numbers now. That's 773-4600 St. Croix or 774-2999 St. Thomas. Interocean Insurance cares about we. Come fire, hell, or high water.
Interocean Insurance, serving the Virgin Islands for over 37 years.
So you're my thief.
Not me. I come and meet it here. Don't blame me. Blame the boogeyman that'll be switching things around in here.
Well, they stop us in the car and they had a mic in there. The mic belongs to everybody. Okay. All right. Virgin Islands Good Food Coalition. And those of you who see me munching on something, I'll give credit where credit is due. If you finally feel guilty and bring me something. No, he didn't go to the bistro and bring me something. But I can't say he didn't bring me something. Anyhow, Virgin Islands Good Food Coalition, folks. VI Good Food, in partnership with the Rafi USA, is now offering assistance to farmers and producers with applying for the USDA Farm Services Agency Emergency Funding Programs. Now, this is important, and the reason why I'm saying this is that a lot of times there are things that can benefit Virgin Islanders, but if you don't have assistance in navigating the paperwork, it can be quite frustrating, and some people are just saying, I ain't got time with that. Boom. Well, I'm so glad to see that the folks at
VI Food, Good Food Coalition are working with the farmers on this, because there's monies they can get if they experience a crop loss in sales, for instance, in 2020 and 2021 due to the drought, and in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic. But it's paperwork. Like anything else, it's paperwork. So I'm glad to see that they step up to the plate and helping with that, as well as other things that they do. All right, and it's all good and it's all important. Now, this one I know Jared you're gonna like. Jared, you like donuts?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I remember my mother would make donuts. I mean, make the dough and everything and roll it and and put them in the oil, let them fry and get nice and whatever. Homemade donuts, yes.
Yeah, my mother used to make them.
Yeah. Good morning, mommy. Yes, I miss you for more than donuts. Yes, okay. Okay, so, anyhow, there's this Crucian Donuts here that's sponsoring this ad. It says, brace yourself for a donut extravaganza. They're thrilled to announce their upcoming sale on August 5th. To secure your orders, payment must be made in advance. And I understand that one. Because they're going to put aside your donuts. Because otherwise, whoever show up and hoping for some donut, then donut going to be going like fast, okay? But hey, it's so good, it's so nice, it's so in demand that they're going to St. Thomas, all right? They're going to take care of shipping and get them Crucian donuts in St. Thomas. So anyhow, you folks, you can hurry up and place your orders. You got a number here, 340-513-8618. 340-513-8618. Now, Crucian Donuts, folks, you have a place where you don't get your donuts from on St. Croix that you think is the bomb donuts? Let us know about it. We'd love to have some donut talk. And in the process, when we're driving down the road about the place, stop by and pick up. The last time I had some donuts, it was from the gas station right there at the corner of Wynn Road. You know, when you come up on the highway to go to Queen Mary, you got a gas station right there across the street. That's the last time I had some donuts right there in that gas station. Okay, I gotta check and see if they're still doing the donut thing. It was good. It was good. Yeah. Now, we've got the folks for the St. Croix Hiking Association on the 23rd of July, a Sunday. They have the Maroon Country Hike with Olassie Davis, all right? And that's all I could tell you about is the date. They don't have the information here about where to meet for this or whatever, but I'm sure by the time I done finishing this, somebody is going to be calling me or texting me and sending me with some more information, so we'll keep you updated accordingly. All right. Okay, now, on the 28th, they have the musical group Mahogany Road is going to be debuting at Blues Backyard. Okay, so you drive through Princess heading down the road and you pass the place all the time. Well, just know that on the 28th from 5:30 to 8:30, Mahogany Road is going to be debuting at Blues Backyard. All right, good thing. Yeah. Now, as you go through the internet, you'll see all of these little things about dogs and cats. The funny things that they do, the interesting things that they do. I remember, it's like you got sometimes you go by a house and you see the cat then they're up in the window, like they absorbing everything that's going on outside. And somebody did a nice meme of it from back in Hurricane Maria. How people will look when WAPA truck come in the community. Head them pop up and they looking, hoping it's for them. Yeah, well, anyhow, I see Leatherback Brewing is being quite active because they're having a Barktoberfest, okay? A Barktoberfest, and they're letting you know about it from now because that's all the way up in October that they're coming. But they're letting you know from now because, of course, they're going to have vendors and all of that other good stuff. Yeah. Okay? So they're letting you know from now. I keep hearing about this band, No Problemo. I gotta hear them play sometime, okay? But I keep seeing them popping up, so here, there, and everywhere. So I guess they're pretty popular in the community. Right? Good thing. So that's basically what I have to talk about with regards to the community calendar. Okay. We're gonna see Rum and Rose Experience coming up in August. Okay. Anyhow, folks, there's a lot of things going on St. Croix, and some people say that people are complaining and say ain't got nothing going on, and then Doug they have to put them in a place and all this other stuff, and it'll go on because that's human nature to do them kind of thing. Well, I don't know that it's human nature to do it. All right? All I'm going to tell you is to self-defeating, to tell yourself in the midst of all of the wealth of things going on here, in the midst of all of that, don't be telling yourself ain't nothing to do, ain't nothing going on. Okay? That is not human nature. There are a lot of things that might be human nature, but that ain't one of them. Okay? All right. So, anyhow, I see someone here send me something here with regards to the St. Croix Hiking Association. Okay? So, why I tell you? I said something, and just so, all right, the people in the community jump out and send me something. Okay? And, you know, the funny thing of it is like, I guess my genealogy people getting more sleep these days because you know how it is. They want to stay up all night and all day doing genealogy. I guess maybe they have some partners in crime and they got shift now. Okay, so they're getting some rest. What do you think? Anyhow, but the important thing is that they hear from me when I need them to get some information on the St. Croix Hiking Association. All right, good thing. So because we were talking about the hike coming up and everything else, so let me see. They got all kinds of great stuff going on. All right. So on the 23rd here, they got the Maroon Country hike, and they got a info link. So folks, you can go to the stcroixhiking.org and find out all the information you need to know about these various hikes. Okay? $5 for members, $10 for non-members, encouraging you to become a member. Yeah, be healthy walking also, right? Okay? And they letting you know up front, unless otherwise noted, the pace for the hikes is moderate, lasting like 3 to 5 hours, because it is scenic, it is historical, it's all these different things, and they want to make sure that they ain't just walking you so you're huffing and puffing. They walking you in a way that, hey, you can say, oh, I learned about this and I saw that. I didn't know that was there. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. All of that good stuff that you get, all the perks that come in with going out with the folks for the St. Croix Hiking Association on any of their moderate hikes, okay? All right, yeah. And they tell you, you know, to have comfortable walking shoes, hiking shoes, water, something to snack on. If you don't like the bugs, then, you know, get your natural or your unnatural thing that you use to keep the bugs away. You don't have to have a little rain poncho because every now and then you're out there walking, the rain come down. You know, rain don't stop the walk, folks. And definitely bring your camera so you could get your selfies or whatever else and prove, yes, I was there. Somebody tell you, your untruth, you didn't go there. Because, you know, see me, yeah? Okay, got your picture to show your proof. All right. Okay, good thing.
Yeah. But they give you all this information. Short pants, long pants. You're gonna be in the bush sometimes. It's your choice how you want it, right? And if it's a day hike, bring a hat and sunblock. When you come out of there the same way you went in, nice and healthy, If you get a tan in the process, it'll be a nice and healthy one, all right? And you know what? Sometimes they do night hikes. Of course, in them cases, you gotta have your flashlight and whatever else that they might want you to bring. Okay, so just know that when they have a posted time like this at 7 a.m., plan to be on the road and walking by 7:30. Okay, so they get chance to warm up or do whatever else, talk, chat a little bit, catch up with the person you didn't see for a long time before the walking start. Hey, all right. Now, specifics about this hike, folks. They got this hike to Maroon Country, which includes Estate Prosperity, Sweet Bottom Bay, Wells Bay, and Annalee Notch. Okay? Now, you want to know how did I come up with some of these names for some of these estates? I would like somebody to tell me the historical story behind the name Sweet Bottom Bay. Okay, all right. You got candy at the bottom when you're diving. Okay, I know, but it's just a name. But if it got history to it, I would appreciate knowing the history. Okay. So this hike is kind of high to moderate to high pace. Okay, it includes coastal rock climbing to pools, dog trails, and hilly terrain. Okay, so they're letting you know up front what to expect. All right, and along the way, they're going to have discussion that include the natural, historical, and marine resources of the area. And the total distance is about 6.3 miles. So, since they're going by the water, you might want to bring your bathing suit or whatever else you might want to take in to the water with you. Okay? All right. But I think the implication is you must have something on. Don't get carried away. All right, good thing. Yes, so they're gonna meet at 7, folks, and like I said, you can expect that by 7:30 you're gonna be on the road, and they're going to be going to the second parking lot up the hill behind Carambola Beach Resort. Okay, so you know the road going into Carambola. Before you actually go in the gate, they got a parking lot back outside. Okay, and you could go in there, and that's where they're going to be meeting. Yeah, your St. Croix Hiking Association folks, doing it. All right. Okay, so you can be a part of doing it. That's the way it works. Okay, so back to St. Croix happening here and talk about some of the things that are going on. All right. Cane Roots Art Gallery, my son, they got it going on this Thursday. Yes, they're going to be there from 5 to 7 p.m. They're going to have artist talks and studio conversations, all kinds of good stuff. Yeah, okay? But definitely check out Cane Roots Art Gallery this afternoon. All right, good thing. 5 to 7 p.m. or evening, however you want to call it. Sun will still be up. Okay, all right, good thing. So, folks, lots of stuff going on here on your St. Croix. And, of course, as I always tell you, you are the special ingredient. Okay? So be a part of the solution of fun, the solution of entertainment, the solution of broadening your mind and experiencing all kinds of interesting things that sometimes are here, hiding or otherwise posing in plain sight. Okay, good thing. All right, Joe. Lots of good stuff. So, Gerard.
Yes, sir.
When your boss coming again?
Saturday.
Okay, so that being the case, that being the case, I guess I know to stay away.
You know to stay away?
I know to stay away. 'Cause if I come looking for you, you ain't gonna be home. Okay? I know she gonna have you out about the place, going here, there, and more than you don't have yourself out about and around the place, going here and there. Okay? And I make sure when you find the Crucian food, you bring me a plate. I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the folks down at Angels. Okay, yeah. No, okay, not the other Angels, not them there. Okay, we in no hurry to go and meet them there.
You ready to go meet them?
We know if I say I ain't ready. I say I ain't there in no hurry. I ain't there in no hurry, Gerard. But for those of you who know about Angels there on Queen Mary Road, right?
Angel Charms.
Angel Charms.
Yeah,
okay.
It's that east of Attorney Winter's
yes.
office.
Yes.
Right next door. Attorney Winter office is west of Angel Charms.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Some good food. Good people.
I'll bring you some grilled lamb.
All right, I hear you. At least I know you were thinking of me. Okay. I hear what you said, right? Okay. If you hear Doug walking about the place hungry, you know who for to be.
Is your own.
All right, so
yeah, I don't even know what time she come in. She gotta tell me. You know. She was busy harassing my soul yesterday afternoon.
Well, I just given him a shout out, you know.
No, I'm talking about my daughter.
Oh, okay, your daughter.
The boss, yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, I tell you, she got you in training.
Got me in training. He said there was chauvinist.
Oh yeah.
But yes, sir. So you didn't know that we had that kind of problem over at the Vitran mechanic shop, did you?
No, I can't know anything other than what you tell me about, so, but it's important because, government has had this problem all along of putting people in charge of things that they're not qualified to do. And I'm not saying not to put anybody down. I'm not saying not to put anybody down, because everybody brings skills, but if you take somebody who is great at one thing and put them in something they know nothing about, is very often it don't end up
well,
positive.
you're making something happen because you get some of the buses running.
Yeah, no, I understand.
But my biggest issue is
the lift.
The air conditioning systems. I mean, there's a long list. Because they had their own air conditioning mechanic, and he since left. And they take it to various air conditioning places here, and the one guy that they take the buses to, like, he don't know his foot from his brain, because he could get the front of the bus working, but he can never get the back working. It's two separate systems. They each have two different compressors.
Well, the reality is, unless the vehicle is defective in some way in the wiring or whatever, right? And let's hope that that's not the case.
Well,
let's hope we didn't buy defective equipment.
Well,
okay?
the reason why I say this, this is the reason why I say this. If they take it to the other person that they normally take it to, they get it working. But this one particular guy, he has ties to someone in property and procurement.
Okay, so here we go now. Here we go.
I tell you, when I do my research, I do it. Okay? I might be blind, but I know the questions to ask, and I know who to ask them to.
Well, my son, Gerard, I telling all these politicians from now, he is not up for hire, okay? He is needed where he is. Okay? Because you know the inside scoop on these things. So it ain't getting fixed because somebody got connections.
Yeah, he got ties to someone in property and procurement, and so they always sending the buses to him, and he can't do the work.
Okay.
I mean, he could fix the front air condition, but he can't fix the back.
Okay. Now, let me just let me just be the disclaiming person here, right? He is not speaking on behalf of WSTX. He's speaking on behalf of himself and his personal knowledge. So if somebody wants to sue him for something that other than being blind, they better come good nonetheless, because the proof is in the pudding, and everybody who don't ride the bus could testify about what air conditioner working and what ain't working.
Exactly.
And the maintenance record is going to be there to show who work on it. So the proof is in the pudding. All right? So come on, folks. I don't mind you giving somebody some work if they could do the work. I really don't. I mean, nothing against the individual, but if you can't do the work,
get it to who can.
Get it to who can.
You know, fix the problem.
Okay.
This is my
but
issue.
you know, I won't tell you, right? You know, I would fix the issue.
What's that?
If the governor ride that bus for a week. Okay? If the commissioner ride that bus for a week. Okay? And sit where the air condition that never walk in
the
is.
back?
Okay?
Listen, they wouldn't last long.
They wouldn't last long?
They wouldn't last a day. They wouldn't last 20 minutes. They're going to stop the bus and go. The bus have no windows you can open. Okay? There's no windows to open. So it's like you're in a sealed environment with no air conditioning.
Gerard, every time
It's
you
cruel
open
and
your...
unusual punishment to the disabled community. And not just the disabled community. I found out the other day that even the fixed route buses have the same problem. So something is systemically wrong within that department. It needs to be fixed.
Okay.
Okay? Something is wrong. And then when you speak to the people them in charge, like one of them said, and I ain't gonna call her name right now, but in future I will. When we was on a Teams meeting with the commissioner, she was in there and I told them about the buses not being working, the air conditioner not being working. She said she's not aware about it. She said, which bus is it?
She said she's not aware.
No.
But it's her job to be aware?
So yes.
Okay. All right.
She is over all of them. Okay? She's the deputy. And she runs that. She's over the operations manager.
Okay. We got that.
Okay.
Okay.
So
engineer.
What's up?
No, we're gonna have somebody coming in here in a minute.
Oh, okay. So I told her bus number 40, bus number 39, bus number 26. And I gave them all the names of the drivers that drive these buses.
All right.
So she said, oh, I can look into it. You know, she never did.
Okay. So oh, okay, that's what I was no problem. We got it. Okay. That being the case, our assignment today is to do an invitation letter to have them come and discuss it and update the public on it. Okay? Unless you have something else on your agenda today, when we leave here today, we're gonna be discussing that and writing up an invitation to the appropriate people. Okay? You can handle that? Jerry?
I'm looking for a rebuttal.
What you want to rebut for? You know.
Because
but what I'm saying is you got the public's ear.
We've
Okay?
tried that.
No. You've tried that. All I'm saying is we energize the community.
Mm-hmm.
We are not complainers.
True.
Okay. You know, this is not a show where you call in, vent, and then we move on. Right?
Right.
Okay. Well, we're gonna bring them in as part of the solution. Okay? Well, folks, it is now officially 9:30 or 9:30 and a half. Okay? Either which way, we're here and we've got a guest in the house from the folks at DPNR. Okay? And we got something important we want to talk to, something I love hearing about, because gone are the days, hopefully forever, when they have things going on and people coming afterward and saying, well, when that was, how they could do this. No. DPNR is working on a very important project and they're making sure that they keep the community involved every step of the way. All right. You hearing me good on that end?
Good morning.
Good.
Thanks, sir.
Good morning to you. Okay. We just checking to make sure that all is well with our connection here.
All right. Are you hearing me clearly?
Clearly. All right.
Excellent.
All right. Well, I know that on St. Croix / the Virgin Islands, you know, we getting better at things. Something come up and you have big discussion, you have this and that and the other, and then it kind of just fade away. But I like what I feel going on here, I see going on here. It's like we have that initial and then we have the follow-up. And hopefully the follow-up to the follow-up and then some action. All right? So anyhow, with no further ado, go ahead and introduce yourself and let's get on this subject because it's of great importance to all the Virgin Islands.
Good morning, Mr. Canton, and thank you for having me. My name is Marlon Hibbert. Thank you for the time today for speaking to the public. I am with the Department of Planning and Natural Resources. I am representing Commissioner Jean-Pierre Oriol and the rest of the DPNR team. We are excited, very excited, to be talking to the public, to be sharing with the public, to be inviting the public to the next round of town hall meetings scheduled for next week, July 18th through 20th. July 18th on St. Thomas at the Charlotte Amalie High School, July 19th at the Julius E. Sproul Cafeteria on St. John, and July 20th on St. Croix at the UVI Great Hall Room. All events have an open house starting at 4:30 p.m. and then the main body of the meeting will begin at 5:30 p.m. through 7:30 p.m. So about 3 hours of your valuable time we want you to share with us at these events. There will be some refreshments available at all events. And we're inviting the public to come out in their numbers to share with us their thoughts on the land and water use plan that is currently in process.
All right. Good thing. All right. Well, I see you have St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, and in particular, here on the Big Island, is going to be at the UVI Great Hall. Question: you guys going to be streaming it?
There are some live streaming on Facebook Live. So yes, there will be some opportunities for remote participation.
Okay, fantastic.
We've also listened to the community, and they like to have the in-person interactions with the team, with the DPNR team, with the consultants who are also helping us prepare through the process of the development of the land and water use plan. So you mentioned at the very beginning of your narrative that there will be a follow-up, and that's something that we've heard consistently throughout all our meetings thus far, all our interactions with the public, that the more we can have these interactions with the public is the more the public will provide the input that the valuable input that we need. And so we're looking towards increasing those opportunities for engagement.
Okay.
Question.
Question.
Taking questions via Facebook.
Yeah. we got some folks who have a question for you. Some folks who are following us on Facebook, and we'll bring that to you in a moment. In terms of the information that has been gathered up to this point, is there any kind of dissemination process as to, interesting statistics, like a number of people said something about a particular subject, another number, maybe another area, or differing opinions on a particular issue or whatever? Is there any kind of information like that that's out yet?
Yes, there is. So Plan USVI is the website developed specifically for the Land and Water Use Plan, and all documents, all information that has been gathered is actually up on the site. We were very careful in trying to record everything that the public brought to us in our first round of town halls in March earlier this year, and then from that, that information down into what people thought were those issues that were at the forefront, what were their priorities, what were the community's priorities across all three of where we had the town hall meetings. So that has been distilled into succinct information that is available on the website for persons to review. We've also set up since then working groups. So we sent invitations to every person who came to the meetings. We write down their names, numbers, email addresses, and we've invited them to join us on our working group. And so currently we actually have 3 different working groups, St. John, St. Thomas, and St. Croix, of community members who are interested, who have given their time to start working on issues, looking at the greater issues, giving suggestions, reaching out to their community groups, taking that information to them and coming back to us and feeding us with the information that we so need. So we are, I think, very excited for that, because of course this plan is nothing without the people.
That's right. Well, I'm glad that you enumerated all of that, because there are a lot of folks who have to deal with putting food on the table at certain times of the year, dealing with homework or whatever that keeps them busy at a time when they would like to be someplace to hear things that they're interested in. And so it's a good message to everybody that says, hey, you don't necessarily have to be there right there at the time and moment. You can go to this website and see what is there distilled and otherwise broken down for you to get an idea of what's going on and whether the things that you're concerned about are being addressed or not in the process. And I'm sure they have other opportunities through the website also to submit input in the process. So it's one of those things where DPNR is reaching out to the community and coming back again and again to get the community's feedback. So when we get to a plan, it will be something that we could have issues with here and there, but likely there'll be small issues and things that maybe that can be, discussed or otherwise worked through in the process. Can't please everybody some of the time, much less all of the time.
You make a very valid point. That is in fact the route we want to take. The route we are taking is that the plan won't please everybody.
Right.
But the more voices we hear, it's the more refined it is.
Yes.
And the more people will see their voice in the document.
Okay.
And we're asking people, even if you're skeptical, even if you've developed apathy process or the previous attempts at creating a land and water use plan, come, express yourself in that way. Tell us, what is it that you are uncomfortable with? What is it you're not happy with? What is that frustration? Because again, we need to record that in order to move forward.
Exactly.
If we don't know, if we don't know and you keep it in your head, we can't move forward.
Exactly.
So even if you have a frustration, let us hear it. Let your voice be heard, because guess what? We're going to record it. And we're going to make sure that it was recorded in history, in that document. When you have the time to read it, you will see your words in there. I had a role to play. I had a part to play.
All right. Jared, you have a question? Jared, my co-host here with me, is not in your camera view at the moment, but you said you had a question from someone?
No.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning. This is Mr. Evelyn. I just wanted to know if you guys going to be taking questions on the day of the event via Facebook?
Yes.
And
yes, we are.
You guys going to just be on Facebook or Facebook and YouTube?
I would have to double check for you, Mr. Jared. I am not 100% certain. I know Facebook, not sure about YouTube.
Okay.
But I can provide you with that information after.
Okay, well, Facebook is a great start. Just remember, in as much as the social media has taken over the world, the Virgin Islands is a very unique place. Some people hold on and still looking at their movies and DVDs. Okay.
Yeah, I still have a DVD player.
Yeah, I got DVD player too. And and what happens with Facebook is that you have a lot of people who, for various reasons, don't do Facebook, and YouTube, on the other hand, is wide open to everybody in that sense. Now, it may not be a great feedback thing, but it might be a good follow thing in that context, because
they can make comments.
Yes, they can, but you're talking, and give me a second here. I know that somebody has to monitor it and get the questions and feed that information. So to the extent that you could do that with YouTube also, it just means then the logistics of more people doing these things. Now, if it can be made to happen, great. But I'm mentioning YouTube in particular because it is truly a public forum, whereas there are a lot of people that you lose as soon as you say Facebook. As popular as it may seem, you lose a lot of people, and it's not a literacy thing. It's not a internet literacy thing. It is just that there are enough people out that make up a significant amount of our community who just don't do Facebook. Okay, so anyhow, that's just a suggestion for the future, in terms of that type of thing. But no, I really have to commend DPNR for its approach to this, because I have grown up here and seen many a one-time meeting and something that you never hear anything about afterward, or something got done and nobody even bothered to tell you that something got done. It's just one of those things. So I really am happy and commend DPNR for what they're going about and the way that they're going about it. Okay?
No. And we're pleased to hear that. Thank you.
I want to ask a question when you're done.
Okay.
So, okay, sir. We're pleased to hear that, and that's why we're making a concerted effort to get out into the community, put boots on the ground, get people out there. Actually, we have our working groups who have volunteered, some of our public community members who are going to be passing out flyers at popular areas in the territory in the upcoming days to get people to come out. We want to encourage that in-person participation. Again, one thing to do it remotely, it's one thing to do it in person, because when you are in person and you're looking at your community members and those creative juices started flowing, the ideas that are generated are tremendous, and that's what we want. We want the people to be fully engaged in the process. We want them to come up. No ideas are wrong ideas, and so we want them to have a say in the effort. This is a plan for the people, by the people, and should be advocated for by the people. So if you have an advocacy group, if you have an advocacy point, this is time to come out to say it. We want to encourage all demographics, especially our young people. So for the adults, please carry your teenagers out. It's only 3 hours. Get them off the technology for 3 hours, but let them understand that in 10, 15 years, this is their Virgin Islands. This is their generation. This is the decisions that we're making now are going to impact them. And if they can see their voice reflected in this plan in the future, it's something that they will more likely be engaged in. And so we want to have them there.
Right.
Well,
there's some issues that have come up lately in terms of zonings that are of consternation to quite a few people on both, on either side of the particular issues. And those problems are cropping up simply because we don't have something that is providing that policy guidance that would keep a neighborhood being a neighborhood and an industrial area being an industrial area, as opposed to things being where they don't need to be relative to maintaining the community as a community. I don't know how often you are here on St. Croix, but there's when you come from what we call our Five Corners and coming into town, as you crest over the hill of Five Corners and you look straight ahead, it looks so much different, and it's almost like an overnight change in terms of when you see mountainsides being stripped in ways that are going to be used for commercial purposes in some place that people thought of as a place with homes and residences and so forth and so on. Overnight, in some people's eyes. 'Cause a lot of people drive and they don't really look at the things. They just take it for granted. They just drive from, and then one day they come in. When that happened? How that happened? I didn't know, but it's been happening gradually right in front of them. So having a plan at least gives you a fighting chance to say where you want to have development, what type of development, what type of residential. And this is your opportunity, public, your opportunity to have your voice heard and hopefully have it translate into part of what becomes the law, the policy, and the guidance that's going to be there into the future. All right. So anyhow, saying all of that, I ain't looking for no job at DPNR. Okay. It's just that this is something that touches all of us, and we have to be engaged. Don't come back later on to complain that we having this type of building going on in this area and that should never have been because they have a gut here and they have this day. No. Get involved from now and make the difference, folks. Okay? All right. And we're happy to have you come on from time to time on issues that affect the community like this. So just know that WSTX always has an open door in that regards. And as you see, we can do better than just a phone call. We got you face to face, so to speak. And we like in that context, also in the future, if you have anything in particular that you want distributed to the public, we could do it in a way that it can also be part of the stream process also. Okay. All right.
We are appreciative of that, and very, again, you make good points about having the community come out to have their voice heard, because this land and water use plan is that guidance, is that overarching guidance that if the people say, the community says, hey, you know what, this is what we would like to see in these areas. It's adopted. The people strive for the adoption, talk to our legislators and say, hey, this is what we want. We've made our voice heard. This is what we want. Then those changes, and I just like to let you know that yes, I was actually in St. Croix. I was at Mango Mele over the weekend, and I used to live in St. Croix for almost a decade. So
all right, good thing.
So we really want to encourage people. Again, I want to take a few seconds just to remind people where the meetings are going to be.
All right.
On St. Thomas, on Tuesday, July 18th, at the Charlotte Amalie High School Auditorium. We have an open house at 4:30 where people can come interact early if they don't want to stay for the entire meeting, but they can come peruse, interact with staff, interact with our consultants. And then the main body of the meeting is 5:30 to 7:30. On St. John, same process, same time at the Julius E. Sproul Cafeteria. And on St. Croix at the UVI Great Hall Room at the University of the Virgin Islands. So again, 4:30 p.m. we have an open house. Folks can come in. If you're a little shy talking in the larger crowd setting, here's an opportunity to come in, talk to us one-on-one, get your points across, have them recorded, and then you can stay for the rest of the meeting, sit in, observe, listen if people have the same thought process as you, maybe get together with them, go into the working groups, share that idea, and then, you know, I think that's an important time for you to come in and share with us. So again, Tuesday, July 18th, St. Thomas. Wednesday, July 19th, St. John, and Thursday, July 20th on St. Croix. Come out in your numbers. We were pleasantly surprised at the first round. This round we want to be even more surprised at the numbers that come out. And we were anticipating the numbers, so we've looked at different venues that can accommodate some more people. So please fill up the chairs, invite your neighbors. If you came, please pull someone from the neighborhood, pull someone from your community, pull someone from the domino table and carry them with you. Let them have a voice. This is what we need. We need the community out in their numbers to share with us their valued input. Again, this plan is not a DPNR plan. It is not a GVI plan. It is a plan for the people, by the people. And it is a comprehensive plan. A look at the land and water use of the Virgin Islands for our future, to preserve the areas that we value, that make us unique, to look at the things that make us unique, our culture, our history, our natural resources, and our built environment as well. So it doesn't just look at, oh, this is where we want to conserve, but there are things that have been built already. Should we conserve them? If the answer is yes, then make that loudly heard. So those are the things we want to cover. We want to look at transportation. We want to look at walkability of our communities. This is what this plan is about. We've heard from you what the formative issues were. Now we're going to look at, tell us, what are the policies we should be putting in place? Help us create them. And so this is the purpose of these sets of town halls. So again, you know, a lot more. We have a presentation, and then a question and answer section. We'll be around tables. You can move from table to table, share your thoughts, get interactive, get involved. And this is the process that involves the land and water use. We're here to facilitate that process, to be the ears, to be the recorders of information, and then distill that information and get it back to you as a public. So.
All right. Funny you should say transportation, because I suffer from a transportation problem. I'm a person who have a visual disability, or in layman term, I blind. And transportation is quite challenging for me. Okay, so at the time that this meeting is going to happen, unless I get a ride from somebody, I wouldn't be able to attend.
Okay, and I'll throw in something at the same time also in the context, because you mentioned walkability. There are many places on St. Croix in particular that are clearly residential walking areas and so forth and so on, and there needs to be some type of a commitment toward sidewalks. I mean, when you see children walking the road where cars are come flying by just to get to a corner to catch a school bus, you know, we have to decide what it, and this is what it's about. We have to decide what we want and make our voices heard. So DPNR is you're right on time in what you're doing, and I like the redundant methodology, redundant in the most positive sense, because you're making sure if it's possible to not have any stone unturned, that you will in fact see underneath that stone and what's there. But like we said, you know, it may not be perfect, but we're not going to kill the good in pursuit of the perfect, because we can do better than what we're doing now. And I think that the path of having these town halls is definitely the path of doing better. We have somebody in the station asking if you're going to have food.
We will have some refreshments, yes.
Okay.
We've read the crowd. We've read the crowd.
Well, for
And
this
so,
one,
you know,
you
we're
just
in-
need bread and water for this one, you know.
we're in tune, and we've read the crowd, and so yes, there will be some refreshments. Again, the land and water use plan is just that. It is, where do we want to see these things? What changes do we want to see made? Change is the only constant. Today is never the same as yesterday, nor will it be the same tomorrow. So change is the only constant that we have, and so we must prepare for change. We have had, changes in the last 5 years that have been tremendous. We've had to deal with a pandemic that changed the entire globe. In our own islands, more directly, we had the storms of 2017. We have shown our true colors. We are a resilient community, and part of resilience is preparation. The land and water use plan is preparing for change in the future. It is knowing that there's inevitability about change and ensuring that we are prepared for that by ensuring that the public says, as the gentleman mentioned, how do we want our transportation system to look? Who do we want to cater for? We improve, how does it impact roads, schools? Where should they be? Where should our transportation corridors be? Again, the Department of Public Works is involved in this process. They're the ones who deal with transportation across the territory. They're the ones who deal with roads. This is the land and water use plan is the umbrella, and everything else comes underneath. And we're integrating all agencies within the government, again, to be on board with us. We're taking plans that are already developed. We're looking at them. We're not doing this in a silo, but we're saying, okay, things have already been done. There's no need to start the entire process. Things have already been done, good things too. And those things can be, if they've been sitting on a shelf taking dust, we can dust them off, revive them, adapt them to the new future that we have ahead of us. So this is what this process is about. It's not a snap your finger and solve all our issue problem type of plan. And that is meant to be flexible. So when we develop it and we adapt it, it is not going to sit there and say, okay, this is rigid. It's not. It's rigidity. Again, if I may take a moment to equate ourselves to our personal budgets. If we're doing a savings plan for a certain goal and we have an emergency, it's not that we stop saving, it's that we diversify or we cut back a little bit, but we continue saving towards the goal because the goal is the end result. The plan prepares ourselves for a goal. It may require us to be flexible here and there, but we have a goal, and the plan is going to set those goals. How we get there with flexibility, but the goal is always the same. And so I think this is what, as a people, as a community, we need to understand and come out. Again, voices must be heard.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out here today and spending some time with us here at WSTX. It's almost that time for this show to be over. But at the same time, too, the blessing is that you've brought something here that puts us all also on a path for things to start or continue in a positive direction. Yes. Okay. If I could just slip one thing in, maybe you can do an inquiry for me as to they have the lagoon here in Christiansted, and I saw that there was an announcement that they're going to be doing some work. If someone would be interested in connecting with us so we could talk about that in terms of what the community should be expecting, okay? Not specific.
I will be sure. I will be sure to do that. The Department of Public Works is leading the charge on the redevelopment of the Lagoon Bridge.
Right.
And in fact, I saw something come out that they will be having a meeting, I think on the 23rd, at the site with the public involved. But I'll reach out to the Department of Public Works and the engineer on record and have him get out to you.
Okay, fantastic.
Because I think that's important.
All right, good thing, good thing. All right, well, the doors here at WSTX fling right open for DPNR whenever they call. So let us know how we can be an effective portal to the community to assist in these type of things, okay?
All right, we thank you very much, Mr. Canton, and best of the days to you.
All right, you have a great day.
All right, you too, and
All
thank
right.
you, community, thank you, public, thank you, Mr. Jaden.
All right, good thing.
All right.
All right. And so, Gerard, it's that time. I hope that you have made it a point this past week to do at least one random act of kindness. Okay? Your friend next to you said that he did a random act. I know that's where you're coming from, you know. He didn't say it was kindness, but he did a random act. Anyhow, folks, love's in need of love every day. So do something for somebody out of the blue, you know. And for those even that you can't stand, do something for them too. Okay? All right? You'll be surprised because when the good Lord call and they gone, all of a sudden you can't live your life right no more because that person who you were counting on there to not like around no more. Anyhow, until next time, folks, only on WSTX.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Dad.
You should tell people that if they want their sales to increase and their business to succeed, they should advertise on WSTX AM and FM.
That's a great idea. I got the